what you're not changing, you're choosing. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who will complain. They'll complain about their job, complain about their relationships, their body, whatever it may be. But all they do is complain. And they're saying, yeah, why don't I have the body of my dreams? Why don't I have all these people in my life who love me? Why am I stuck in this career that I don't like? And all they do is complain. They complain about all these things, yet they don't want that. They wouldn't be complaining about it if they didn't want it, right? So there's a lot of people who be like, yeah, I don't like my body. I don't like how I look in the mirror. And we have to understand that the things in our life that we don't change, we choose. If we're just complaining about it, sitting around doing nothing about it, we may not be actively choosing it, but by not changing it, we are then choosing it, right? If you don't change the way you look, you don't change your body, you don't change your job, you spend so many hours complaining about your job to your friends, your partner, your family. You're like, yeah, I hate my job, I hate my coworkers, but you're not doing anything. You're not actively doing anything to get out of that situation. You're not actively doing anything to change your situation. So by doing nothing, by not taking any action, you're choosing it. You're choosing to stay in that job. You're choosing to stay in those toxic relationships. You're choosing all of it. If you don't want to change certain things in your life, then you're choosing it. By choosing not to change, you stay the same. You stay in that same situation that you're in. Yet you always complain about it. You complain about not being able to go up the stairs without getting out of breath. You complain about all these different things, yet you don't want to change. You complain and complain. You want things to change without you having to change. Without you having to change. You want all these things in your life to change overnight. You want all these things to change, but change happens internally. Change doesn't happen because things around you change. You change. You have to actively choose change within yourself. Choosing change, not just staying, doing nothing, and complaining about everything. The things that you don't want in your life, the things that you're not changing about your life, your body, your career, your relationships, whatever it may be, the things that you choose not to change, yet you don't like it. You don't want those things in your life. You don't like your situation. You don't like your body, but you're not changing it. You're choosing it. So understand that all these things in your life can change if you choose it. If you choose to change, but you're choosing to stay in these situations that you don't want to be in. You'd rather sit around, do nothing, and complain about it than to actually change, than to have to change something about yourself. And I feel like a lot of us will have so much ego and think that we're so good when we're not. We don't think that we're the ones that need to change. We think that everything else is wrong with everybody else. The coworkers, your boss is the reason why you're not moving up in your company. The teacher that you have is the reason why you're not getting good grades. But you're choosing to do nothing about it. You're choosing to stay the same. You're choosing not to do anything. So by you choosing to just do nothing, you're choosing the exact same position that you're in. If you want to change, you have to be the one to change. You have to own up to your mistakes. You have to own up to the things that you need to improve on. You need to do better at. A lot of us will think that it's never us. It can never be my fault. It's always something else. Something else is the reason why I'm not where I need to be. Something else is the reason why I don't have the dream body that I always talk about. Someone else is responsible for it. It's not me. So taking responsibility for your life, taking responsibility for the position that you're in. If you don't like where you are in life, if you don't like the relationships that you have in your life, you don't like your career, you don't like your body, you have to be the one to change. No one's going to force you to change. No one's going to tell you all these things. No one's going to tell you that you need to change. Nobody's going to be that person that breaks the news to you. So you have to be the person to choose change. You have to choose to change. Stop waiting for your environment to change. Stop waiting for things to get delivered right to your door. You think all these things are going to happen, yet you don't want to change. You don't like your life. You don't like who you are as a person, and you think it's another person's fault. It's your responsibility and it's your fault. Taking responsibility for your life, choosing to change your life. If you want change, it's going to be uncomfortable. Change is always a hard thing because a lot of us are scared of uncertainty. A lot of us are scared of things that we don't know about, of things that we've never experienced before. We're comfortable in the situation that we are, yet we don't like it. We're comfortable, yet we complain about it. So understanding that you have to seek that discomfort. You have to seek new things in order for your life to change. Things won't find you. You have to go out and find those opportunities. You have to create opportunities for yourself. Opportunities won't just land in your lap and everything's going to change overnight. You have to actively change, try to change, and not see any real change in your life. You may be changing your daily habits. You may be changing all these things in your life, and you only change for a week. You change for a week and you're like, yeah, nothing happened. Nothing changed in my life, yet I changed. But your environment will take a while for you to change when you change, right? If you want to change internally, it takes a while for your environment and for the things around you to catch up. So stop expecting for you to change certain habits and your life change overnight. Your life isn't going to change in a week, in a month, or even in a year. Your life has to be consistent change, consistent progress, getting better 1% every day. So if you actually want to change your life, you want to change the situation that you're in, you have to choose to change. Stop complaining, stop sitting around doing nothing about it. So you have to ask yourself, why is my life the way that it is? Do I like the way that my life is, or do I want things to change? Have I just been complaining about my situation, complaining about the people around me, or have I actively been trying to change? Have I intentionally been trying to get better and trying to change within? Nothing is going to change around you if you don't change yourself. But you're not changing, you're choosing.